Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. In this year's Christmas special edition, I decided to, so I had some really good content in mind, but then the third game between Lee Sedol and Handol came out, and I was like, wow, I gotta talk about this game for the Christmas edition. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. So this game is the game 3 between Lee Sedol and Handol. You have probably already watched the game. If you haven't, you will see the game in this video. So a lot to cover in this game. A really good game for Lee Sedol's retirement. So let's jump into the game right away, and then we'll talk about, at the end, like about Lee Sedol's retirement and how people feel about it and stuff like that. So let's get going. Lee Sedol took 2 handicaps, but he needs to pay 7.5 point komi at the end of the game. So the lead is not as big as one would imagine. White tanukis, so white is Handol, the AI software developed in Korea. And black attaches. That's a very good fighting move from Lee Sedol. It really fits his style. And here, of course, white cannot go for this one because the corner loss is pretty big. What's even worse is black can even start a ko. There's no ko threat for white. So white has to connect. Black drags stone back and then push. And white played a very interesting move, that is to attach. Black does not want to drag these 2 stones immediately out because it's a bit too risky. But we all know that Lee Sedol won't just easily give up these 2 stones, so we'll see what happens in the game. Black kicks, jumps, and we have a very normal continuation. K3 is an excellent move that settles white and attacks black. And then there's an obvious weakness over here that black needs to be concerned with. Next move, Lee Sedol decides to play the Kosumi. He's basically asking Handol, do you fix this one or not, or you don't, right? Like, if you don't, I'm gonna drag it out in the next move. Handol says, well, bring it on, let's fight. All right, and Lee Sedol says, all right, so time to read. White jumps, black pushes and turns, Atari, and take. And of course here black can descend as well. That will lead to different variations that are complicated as well. But Lee Sedol's choice in the game was perfectly fine. White extends, and now black honeys. So if black, see, my reading is really bad. So my first intuition would be playing this one. But I think the problem with this one is that white can just play like this. So white's going to make himself alive here, basically. That's what I'm saying. He can go ahead and play like this. Yeah, I think because of this is a sente, right? So if you try to kill, white has this really nice throwing here because the weakness. So white has no, basically, here's the idea. I have not read this line with AI or anything like that, but the idea is that white can live, no problem, and black needs to live. If black tries to live over here, black's gonna get a gote, and then white can go ahead and fix this weakness here. and black really did not gain much out of it. So yeah, that's basically the story. Black did not really want that at all. So at this point, black decides to fix this weakness. And now here comes the really grandmaster reading time, right? This is probably a 9p life and death problem, or 9p just liberty fight problem. The stuff in here is super complicated, and the amount of reading that Lee Sedol has is so impressive. Like, I mean, even this is not his best time in his career. Like, this amount of reading is just monstrous. And let's see what Lee Sedol has read till here. So first of all, Lee Sedol, probably 10 moves before, he was reading this variation. Right, so it would be very normal for us to think about this, right? White just want to increase his ice space, and black turns. And when you were watching, say you were watching this game, you're probably wondering why this was not played. White connects, right? So if black goes in and fight this liberty fight, just looks very, very dangerous. But black prepared attach, Atari, and this one. So Lee Sedol read 10 moves before on this T7 Tsuji, right? So that's insane reading. I mean, even at this point, I can't even read this move. So he read that 10 moves before, and let's see what white can do after this Tsuji. So white, well, next move, black's gonna play at R7 and make himself alive. So white wants to obviously destroy the ice space, but now black can cut. And when white comes in, black can connect. And now, as we can see, Lee Sedol read all the way over here till here, right? Black has 3 liberty and white has 2 liberties. So this is not going to work out for white after this Tsuji. So I mean, T7 really does not look like the easiest move to read. I mean, after this Atari, it's really hard, even just to read locally, as I said. And yeah, Lee just read this out a long time ago. Alright, so that's why white did not choose to play this one. Wow, this is amazing stuff. So what white played is to descend. Very weird looking move, but it's actually very good. Black follows up, and here white has a very complicated variation. So I've done some problems before, and then the textbook solution is always for you to play S1. When black comes in, you can go ahead and descend at T4. So you have a very big eye, and your corner has 8 liberties. So there's definitely no way for black to fight this one. Like, there's no way to fight 8 liberties, so he has to go ahead and play out this variation. And this is also a very complicated variation, right? So black can extend out, black can play this one. These are all very complicated variations that did not happen in the game. But I think Handol could have chosen this one as well. It would be a lot of reading as well, but it's not what Handol played. So in the actual game, Handol played a Tsuji, and this is, wow, it's an amazing looking move, right? A lot of reading behind it. So basically what it's saying is that if black descends to cut off the connection, white can now play S1. And when you play this one, and now you see the fight is completely different. Previously, we had black stone at T7, but now we have it at T5. Obviously, we want the black stone at T7 because it helps our fighting outside. Now, our S10 is not even sente, so this fight is not going to go very well for black at all. So the idea behind this Tsuji is to let black exchange this one against white's corner liberty extension. This is just insane amount of reading. So and notice here this won't even work, right? This all has to be read. All right, so similarly, this is not going to kill the corner either. So of course black cannot descend right now. And if black plays this one, I think white can just block. You cannot descend because now I can squeeze your eye space. And this is very difficult for black. And when you play this one, well, white still has this one to go back to that variation white wants to be in. At this point, if I was playing as black, I'd probably feel just hopeless. I would just be like, wow, this is game over after this Tsuji. But what was amazing is that Lee plays another Tsuji to counter the Tsuji. So this is just amazing game right now. Tsuji for Tsuji, and of course Lee has read all these beforehand, so he can actually choose this variation, right? So if he didn't read anything like this, at this point it's what's he gonna do? Freak out, or it's game over or something like that. So insane amount of reading, right? T3, it's just visually shocking to see a move like this. So what's the purpose? Let me just briefly talk about this. So man, this is very complicated. So if I think if white descends here, black will go ahead and play the S2 move. White connects, we can block the connection over here. You can get this in exchange, but then you will pretty much have to come back and fix this connection problem. And black can go ahead and play this one out. Now, it's a bit awkward for white because white has two weaknesses outside, and he cannot fix both of them at the same time. Let's say he fixed this one. Black can now start a ko here. When white takes, black can use this one as his co-threat. And white is in a difficult situation, right? If you fix this one, black takes and there's no co-threat. And if white similarly fixes this one, black throws in, white takes, and black can use obviously this one as his co-threat. And if we reach this position, that's very good for black. Black is now all connected, all safe, and white only has a corner here. So that's the idea behind this Tsuji, and I think this is a similar. There will be just the same variation if white drags this stone out. So no, that's not what white played. White follows up with another Tsuji. That is to play the Kosumi at S1. I mean, this is definitely, if you don't read this out, it's not a problem. I can't read this out. This is some 9P Grandmaster reading at this point. I can only explain some of ideas. I can't even read the exhaustive variations that Lee was able to read in the game. So So now black is sort of in trouble again, right? Like, so basically if he drags the stone out, white can Kosumi kick here. Black cannot do this because we can just capture him. And what does black do, right? Like, if you play this one, I mean, this one just gonna be, what if he plays this one? Okay, so white needs to block, and we have this one, and that's game over. You cannot fight the corner, and yeah, it's let me see, maybe there's something I'm missing here. This one, and black can go ahead and play this. So I think white Atari's here. Yeah, something like this. Okay, yeah, I don't even fully read all the variations. So let's see. So white Kasumis, and then if black plays this one. Oh yeah, my bad. So white can kick here. See, my reading is really bad. So see, if white just got greedy, and then there's still problems. But if white kicks here, there's no problem. When black connects, we can make an eye. So we can make two eyes basically. See, life and death problems are just everywhere. We need to find the correct move. And then when black plays this one, okay, now I see that black is in trouble, right? So many readings, right? Like, every variation has several branches, where each branch has a lot of variations to read out. So I'm not going to go nuts about it in this video, but I just want to illustrate to you how strong Lee is. So at this point, black's been in trouble, right? The variation I show does not work. The Kosumi does not work because if you play this one, you won't make two eyes. So black needs to survive this one. And now Lee showed us another Tsuji. This is game Tsuji after Tsuji after Tsuji. So many good moves with tremendous reading behind them. White now is forced to play this one. So if white plays this one, I think black extends back, and then this is pretty good. White has a weakness. I think before this, black can exchange and play this one. If you try to make a life, black can live like this. And this is pretty good for black because black was able to get rid of this weakness and then still settle over here. And white's corner is left with 2 points. So Handol did not want that, especially with 2 stones behind. So the correct move was to fight this one. Black cuts, and white is forced to take that stone. And black now drags the stones back. White kicks, hoping he can make a life. Lee Sedol says, no, you're coming to fight with me. You're not going to make yourself alive. And see, and all these Lee had to read it out, especially at this moment, right? This moment could be a little bit confusing because it seems like white can just cut this, no? Like, this is game over for black, no? But you see that when black Ataris, white is in trouble actually. So how does white respond to this? White cannot connect. If he connects, we can capture. If he captures this, we capture from behind. And if white keeps insisting on killing, we can break white into pieces here. So But let's say if white fixed this weakness, black takes, and this is a sente. So black's gonna live in sente actually. That's a really good outcome for black in this case. So cutting would be a mistake for white. And also, of course, if you play this one, Lee, of course, has to read this one out as well. It is a ko locally, but I mean, you know, you just cannot fight this. So black will take, and pretty much there's no ko threat for white. Black's gonna fill in this and capture the corner. So yeah, a lot of variations to read out. And especially, this is a confusing moment. You have to read out this as a 6. It could look very, it could give you a headache. It's like, whoa, I'm ataring you, you're ataring me. And yeah, it turns out there's no good continuation for white from this point. So Handol did not play that. And Handol goes ahead and push here. And the black has to block. And now Handol played an excellent Tsuji. That is to make a ko here. Black ataris. And now as we can see, there's already a ko going on here. White now cuts. And black atari on the outside. And then atari. And white atari's d-stone. So d-stone cannot connect because they have weakness. So this is pretty much a ko. Black takes, and white takes, and black takes. Look at how, you know, how crazy this is. This is so much reading behind it. Like, this is all forced. And white connects because of this weakness. And black takes to make himself alive. And white now takes this back. And black pushes. So here maybe Lee should have played the extension here. That should serve as his co-threat. White will go ahead and capture this because this is too big. And Lee can follow up by playing this one. And I think black will maintain the lead at this point. So both players played super accurately in the corner. So that's an equal fight. And now if Lee plays this way, I think he will still be leading in the game. He would have kept his original lead, and the game will keep going from here. Lee chose a suboptimal choice, that is to push here. This also has a lot of value, but you know, the value being that these are all connected, and then this thickness could do some harm to this group, but it was not. So if you look at previously, if Lee played this one, Lee would have captured all these. So this amount of territory was bigger than the thickness over here. Alright, so not what is played in the game, but not a problem. So, and then they played out a good Joseki here. Quickly, if black extend, that's not a great choice, right? White is already pretty thick here. There's not much to work on. White will go ahead and clamp the territory, and this is a lot of territory lost. So if you play this one, that would be a mistake, even if it's Joseki. But you know, Joseki depends on the environment and everything, so we have to adjust our Joseki to the surroundings. This is a sente, and white is gonna get out, and black plays a very nice move. White immediately cuts to ask a question. Do you want Atari on the bottom or on top? Well, Lee says, you know the answer. It's going to be on top. I will kill everything. And then Lee is going to jump. So locally, White later on, so this is not played in the game, and it was never played in the game, but I just want to show you that White has a continuation like this, and this is a very annoying continuation, right? So if Black Ataris, White can push, and this is going to be a problem for Black. So, and if a Black connects, White can even squeeze into the R18. So there's a lot of annoying Aji going on in here that White can use later on. So these sacrifice a lot of value is basically my point. Okay, so, but that's not urgent, so they decide to take big moves outside. And here, normally we would just block here, but nope. Lee decided to extend to invite another fight. White pushes, and they get into a very interesting position. So at this point, you see a variation that I have seen, which is a fighting one, is for White to play like this. But since Black has so many stones in the area, it's probably not a great choice. But now, what does Handol do if it doesn't want to fight? If you just connect, Lee could have just make a very good shape, and there's so much potential over here. And that's where Handol taught me a move for sure. That is the clamp on the second line. Wow, that's a fantastic move. I have never seen this move before, and I think Lee Sedol must have been shocked as well in his game to see this move. So the basic idea is Black can not play this one. The reason being that even if Black has some sort of way to struggle like this, but this is just super heavy code for Black, and what's worse is that White has code threats, right? White's corner, he can make use of the corner code threats, and there's no code threat for Black. Zero code threat. There's none of these is code threat. So Black cannot choose this variation. And I believe in the game, Black could have also considered this one, but this is going to be complicated as well. So White would probably have picked this one. So White can connect first and then push like this, and there's a lot of work that White can do, right? White can go ahead and make use of his two stones over here to drag out a group. So that's also a very complicated variation. In the game, Lee played this one, and I think it would have been better if Lee connected, but I mean, that's just it's really hard in the game to know which one is better. So Lee extended, and White got this incente. So now White invades this area, and Lee defends the corner. White turns, Lee follows up to guard his moyo, and I'm just gonna move fast forward to some of the stuff I want to talk about at the towards the later stage of the game. So basically what happens is that Lee made a lot of moves that did not have a lot of efficiency over here. So these moves don't really make any points, and I think that's a moment where he has fallen quite behind in this game. You see white's constantly making moves that gets territory and stuff like that. Black is Kosumi's. See, white's always making solid moves. And Lee decides that, he's behind. He realized that, so he goes ahead and fight this ko. And white basically ignored the ko threat and connects over here. Black gets himself some profits over here. And white hops in to get a territory. And white got the corner settled first. And now it's time for him to deal with these stones. And let's see how he does that. So Lee Sedol wants to kill big here. And white attaches. And then just making himself solid over here. And peeps. That's an excellent move. Black pretty much does not want to play this one anymore. White can Atari and Atari like this. And black's going to be in trouble. So if you connect, white's going to take the ko. And if black connects, white can, I think he can just go ahead and play this one, or maybe, yeah. Like this. And black is in trouble, right? This group is going to be in trouble. So black does not even cannot even connect here anymore. So in the game, Lee connects over here, and he played a very big move. This is a very big move. And then white decides to drag the entire group out. And here I think it's really a textbook way, a textbook example for you to learn how you deal with your dragon. So as we can see right now, white is in trouble, right? We encounter this situation pretty much all the time, and our dragons get killed and stuff like that, and it's just frustrating. But today in this game, I want to show you at the end how Handol basically deals with a group like this, right? To see how he escapes Lee Sedol's fierce attack. Alright, so Handol pushes. It's making use of black's weakness right now. So black can obviously go ahead and play this kind of move, but I mean, this ko is super heavy for black. And white has a lot of ko threats. Since he's the one escaping, so pretty much every escape is a ko threat. So Lee Sedol realizes that, so he decides to fix his problems first. White extends. See how white does not panic, and he's making a solid shape, and he's just, you can see the how do you say that? So you can see how calm he is, and how he's not freaking out, right? Maybe a lot of the players would attach. I mean, this could be a good move, but just freaking out. But see how Handol just says, no problem. I am just gonna play solid. And the reason for him to do that is that black is weak, right? His understanding of thickness thickness and stuff like that is just so good. Lee decides to take it again. So if Lee goes like this is still going to be a problem. It's still going to be a ko, right? Regardless, if you connect over here, I can cut you over here. This is a ko you have to fight. So Lee needs to fix that problem before he can do anything on the board. And now we see Handol just, very relaxed, and then he just jumps here. And this looks really hard to kill. Right? Before that, it was like this. This looks dangerous. This could look dangerous to me and to my viewers, right? And I'm pretty sure you encounter situations like this. You feel like your dragon's gonna die. But see how Handol just takes care of it like this. Making use of your weakness by extending 2 times here. So you have to fix that, right? And then jumps here. Very, very solid moves. Lee Sedol goes like this, looking scary. Handol says no problem. And Lee played a 2 times Suji. And now goes like this. At this point, still could be a bit difficult for amateur levels or for my viewers. You might be freaking out. Wow, it's Lee trying to kill me, so that's scary, you know. But the key for making yourself alive is constantly watch, observe your opponent's weakness, and be very aggressive. The fact that you're under attack does not mean you should play passive. You should constantly make use of your opponent's weakness and get yourself out. Excellent move. See, black has to cut the connection. White pushes, right? He's not freaking out. He's like, oh no, I need to, try to connect myself over here. No, Handol did not even do that. He just patiently pushes. This is obviously trying to kill J11 stone. If he ever gets to kill the J11 stone, he's gonna have a lot of ice space. Lee needs to pull out a stone, and Handol pushes. And you see how strong this is, right? It might look like a suicide, right? Even I could be freaking out. Oh, what if black plays this? Isn't my connection got cut off? Well, yes, my connection is cut off, but so is your connection, right? So if you ever allow me to see how many weaknesses there are, right? There's Atari over here. You see, there's so many problems, right, already. And then white's just gonna cut like this. This group is not alive. So even if you're the one under attack, does not mean you have to just run and run and run. You can also go ahead and kill your opponent when they're trying to kill you. So that's the key that I learned so much from Handol's moves when he deals with the dragon. Lee realizes that. He's like, oh no, I have so many weaknesses, I can't even kill. Handol just honeys. And Lee plays an exchange. Handol says, no problem, your weakness still there. And Lee gets out. That's like the most aggressive move. And then Handol says, no problem. Handol, in Handol's eye, it's just, and then that's where we need to learn from this AI is that, you're weak everywhere. So it's when I'm escaping, it's not really I'm escaping. It's me trying to kill you. And that's such a great mindset that I think I should definitely have in a lot of my games, because I get killed so much by 7 dans, by 8 dans, or even by 6 dans in my games. And I think today it's a textbook example for you to learn how to counterattack and how to not panic, just like what Handol did. Lee Sedol cuts. Oh wow. And then Handol says, let me just extend. And now look at what happens. Lee Sedol resigns. Why does he resign? Well, first of all, black is broken everywhere. There's no way to kill. So even if black can fix his potential net, so there's no more net anymore, because black has this variation to get him out. But look at what happens over here. Number 1, number 2, and there you go, number 3, right? So it's not even well, actually, white's gonna play this one. See, it's not even right. Who's getting killed, right? It's black. Black was trying to kill white, but white says, no, it's I'm not gonna run all the time. I'm gonna kill you here, because you're so weak and you try to attack me. That's just an overplay. Excellent mindset to have in your games when you're under attack. So at this point, Lee Sedol resigns, right? Like if he plays this one, well, of course we need a bit of reading, but at this point we can. There's so many. Like just find me a move that does not win the game, right? This extension is also It's also a Sente. So, but yeah, you can so many ways, right? You can play this one even. This already just to finish the job. Like, there's no way for black to get out. So yeah, so at this point the game is over and Lee Sedol resigns, and I think it's a great point to resign. And this is pretty much the game. So at the end, I would like to really pay some respect to Lee Sedol. He is definitely my favorite player, and then he is. I'm a big fan of Lee Sedol. I grew up watching his games. I'd say half of my strength comes from watching his games, because I watched so much of his games, like in championships, back when I was learning about the game of Go. So he is a very, very important Go player for me. And it's a bit sad to see him, announcing his retirement. But I understand that, because I think the reason, of course, I'm speculating, but the reason I heard is that nowadays the way people play Go games is not the same as how it was taught to him, and he felt like the game of Go lost its artistic side for him. So, but also there could be many more reasons, right? Like his results against the professional players in Korea are dropping just because of his aging, and his reading is probably not as sharp as before, stuff like that. But I mean, the end of something is just start of another thing. Maybe I've even read posts that he's coming to the United States to teach Go. I don't even know if that's true. That's my speculation. That's just things I've heard, not verified at all. So things like that. It could be really cool to see what he's gonna do. What's he gonna do next? But I mean, I really feel like this is an excellent game for him for his retirement. Right, like his last official game, and then he played super well. And as we can see in this local variation, how much he was able to read. It just reminds me of the old days where he was defeating world champions with his aggressive styles and monstrous reading back then. But yeah, a lot of thoughts for me, definitely, because as I grew up watching his games, I would really love to have him as my teacher, but I never got a chance. I could only see him in TVs and stuff like that. So yeah, but if he comes to the US or something like that, definitely I'll try to reach out and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. So, and I also wish you having a great time with your family during the holidays and stuff like that. Thank you for your support for my newly created channel, and subscribe to the channel to get the latest update on the new videos for the next year. And thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.